Varnas groups: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Initially, this system worked perfectly because no Varna was considered superior to the other, as they were understood to be idealized human callings. As so often happens, whenever religion transforms into dogma and a rigid set of beliefs, practices, and rituals, backlash is inevitable. Soon, individuals and entire communities, boxed in by these traditions, cast themselves beyond the pale of orthodoxy. The power and relevance of the priests began to decline due to their obsessive attachment to power, greed for wealth, and rituals that had become unintelligible and meaningless to the common man. This was made worse as religious formalities were valued more than devotion, honesty, compassion, faith, and humaneness. The very independence of thought, taught by the ancient rishis, became the basis of protest against Brahmanism, giving rise to religious changes and new movements. The end of the Vedic period saw the rise of the Shramana tradition around the 5th century BC, a movement with its roots in the Vedas, but one that rejected the authority of the Brahmins. The Shramanas were monks who practiced an austere lifestyle while emphasizing compassion and composure in pursuit of spiritual liberation. This gave rise to religions like Jainism and Buddhism, traditions that attracted marginalized populations like non-Brahmins, the poor, lower castes, and women. These religions held sway in the Indian subcontinent over 600 years until, under the Gupta kings, Hinduism started staging a comeback. Known as the Golden Age, the Guptas, who ruled from the mid-3rd century to the 5th century, were sophisticated and benevolent kings, and during their reign, the subcontinent witnessed a synthesis of older Vedic traditions with other heterodox beliefs like Vaishnavism, Shaivism, and Shakti cults that gave rise to Neo-Hinduism, also known as Puranic Hinduism. Despite this, discontent still brewed among the Hindus, and the rishis realized the urgent need for a revival, an idea that would bring together these warring, disparate groups under one umbrella. By the 6th century AD, a new movement developed around the writings of poet-saints who extracted the devotional essence from the Vedas but de-emphasized ritual and caste. What emerged was not a new idea, but something that changed the religious landscape of the subcontinent. India's yearning for a compassionate, uncomplicated, personal relationship with God gave birth to a movement that first began in South India, probably as a reaction to the excesses of the Sanskrit traditions, as well as the sackcloth and ashes asceticism of Buddhism and Jainism. The Bhakti movement, as it came to be known, reshaped the social, cultural, and religious life of India. The movement was a product of a society in transition, one that was experiencing change at the political, social, and religious levels. It had an energizing effect that provided concrete shape and structure to philosophical abstractions by changing the dynamics of worship at the religious level and hierarchies at the social level. As a movement, it embraced all sections of people, breaking barriers of caste, creed, community, and gender. The discontent against Brahminical traditions grew into a popular, socio-religious movement based on equality and community participation. Moving from one region to another like a slow tidal wave, it changed the very fabric of the subcontinent. Its essential message was that God dwelt within everyone, high or low-born,